Gonna attempt to do this video a second time. You don't know it, but I tried to attempt this video once already and noticed that I forgot to do something on it the first time about the end. So we're good now. But what we've got here is we've got an Origami Kraken that I did for my buddy Zach. I've done one similar to this before. This is a color shift cerakote. You've got this nice blue teal-esque color straight up front, but as you can see, when you get into the shaded areas, it's turning purple, right? So you can kind of see it up the band, but once it's right in front of you, now it's that nice green color, right? So we on the one we did before, we lasered the case a bit. So on this one, he wanted us to do the bezel. So bezel, as you can see, it's not lined up right against there, so it's really hard for you to push it even if you wanted to. So when this snapped on there, even before we adhered it, it was super tough to just turn it just to where we wanted to line everything up, right? So that was tough as it was, because you have to push your fingers against it and turn because you have nowhere to grip on it. So the cerakote made it tight. The way it's set up makes it tough to turn. So full cerakote origami color shift. So we've got it on the band, we've got it on the crown, case, bezel, everything, and the dial itself in the background there. So anchor engraved, Kraken engraved, if it will show. And then we also have the Kraken down here on the bottom. And then we've got the tentacles throughout the SS band itself, and then going from the bezel over to the case. So, as I would normally reference, this bezel can turn left and right. It's non-clicking style, but this one is non-moving style. So that's how we've done this one. Automatic mechanical, so you can wind it, you can wear it, you can put it on a watch winder because it's got an automatic rotor. And if you notice, that's the first blue rotor that we've done, and I promise you it moves. It's a little tight, but we've got some gun oil on there, so that thing will move around. So first cerakoted rotor that we've done. So it doesn't move as freely as some of the other ones, just because you get a little bit in the bearings because the bearings aren't sealed. So I put grease through there and worked them back and forth to loosen it up nicely. So you should be fine. But in case you're not, or it's, you can't, if you put it on a winder, it should be fine. But throughout your day, you might not move it as much as what can get that thing to shift some. But you can pre-wind. So if you're not going to be very active, or it's dead, make sure you pre-wind before you put it on. And how that works is you will back your threads off. You'll hear it and feel it clicking. At that point, you can wind. And a wind is a turn away from you, turning that way. A wind backwards does nothing, but it's a lot easier to keep your finger spacing and keep it in that set position by just going back and forth. Now, if you do this for 4 or 5 seconds before you put it on, even if you're not very active, you should keep time throughout the day. And if you wind it out the 20-25 seconds worth, you should max out your 31-hour plus power reserve, though you cannot overwind it. So you can sit here and do this all day. You will not hurt anything. And also to mention, silver hands with a color shift hand-painted second sand. That's purple to blue color shift. We wanted it to stand out a little bit against that blue back there, but yet be the same colorway as the purple up here. You can see that purple and that purple, right? So just a little bit of fanciness on our part. Or at least I like to think so. All right, if you pull it to the one and only click, you can now set your time. Now this is not a hacking movement, so it's going to keep moving. So you can just set your time. Now you'll kind of pull back a little bit as you do this, because you've got a wobble crown. It's going to deflect lateral pressure against the stem from going into the movement. So it's got a ball joint essentially and kind of rolls. And so you're not pushing and prying on it. I just kind of pull back, put some tension on it. And you can go from setting it or I'm sorry, from winding it to setting it, but you can't go from setting it back to winding it. You have to re-engage the clutch by screwing it all the way back down. Okay, Google, what time is it?
It's 12:51 p.m.
12:51 p.m. And then when you're done setting it, you want to make sure you push it over, and that goes back down to take you out of the time set position. So it's just that wobble crown kind of helps that. Just bump it over. A lot of times you can hear it click where it takes it back out of the wind setup, so you can screw it down. But that is your build, sir. It took a minute to get together. It wasn't terrible. Overall, it wasn't terrible to do. Sometimes these can be rough. Also, it's got your quick connectors back here on the left and right. You can pop this off really easily if you would need to. Low profile exhibition case back, if I didn't say that, so it's a little bit tighter to your wrist. As always, matching beads, whether you wear them or not, it's up to you. This one's going to come in a blue Kraken box. And with your build, you're going to have watch cleaner, which is good on all glass and metal parts, which is the whole watch. Non-toxic, non-residue, non-streaking. You'll also get some fine scratch remover. This is Novus 2 from Amazon repackaged because it's way cheaper than buying a little tubes of poly watch, which has about a fourth of what's inside this in there. But this is an acrylic glass. You can scratch it, so if you do, put a tiny bit on there and buff against it, filling that scratch. And utilize something like your included microfiber to generate some heat with your thumb. Don't use more than what you need to fill that scratch, because the rest is going to soak into this and get pushed under your bezel, and you're going to have to use canned air to get it out of there. But you're just filling a scratch, so you've got enough in here to fill scratches probably for the rest of your life for this watch and another watch that you get from me, and probably another watch. So you've got plenty in there. Don't go ape with it. You've got enough. And that's it. So Origami Kraken build for my buddy Zach. Thank you for your patience on it, man, and for wanting to work with me on it. I think it turned out awesome. I think you'll love it in person as well. But if you want me to make you something custom and unique, reach out and I'll see what I can do. And if you want to continue to see videos like this, like and subscribe as I fumble through them all the time. Thanks, guys.